Hello everyone, I have some Cats Crash Arena Turbo Stars gameplay for you, and this is a brand new game pretty much. It's been out for about 2 or 3 days I think, and it's for the iOS and Android devices. Now this game is so fun, I'm having so much fun playing it, and there's a ton of people playing it too. It's very popular right now. Now I've got something pretty cool I wanted to share with all of you. And for those of you who have played this game, you'll definitely understand. I've got a 100 win streak in Quick Fight right now. That's nuts. And I'll show you why. Alright, so we're going to go first into the leaderboards. Okay, we'll go leaderboards and then we'll go win streak. Alright, now if we go down here, as you can see in the bottom right corner there, for me, I'm at 207 in the world. 207 in the world. With a 100 win streak. I'm just about to the top. Now if we look at the very top here, that's out of 1,337,848 players, and the number keeps going up. There's a lot of people. Now that's only for Game Center. Now I don't think Game Center includes Android, so there could be even more players. I could be lower on the leaderboard, or it could be higher on the leaderboard, who knows. But anyways, yeah, that's out of 1 million. Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back. All right. Yeah, that's out of 1,337,000 players. That's nuts. I'm 207 out of 1,337,000 players. I just thought that was really cool. I really wanted to share it with you guys. The other thing is out of 1,337 players for overall quick match score, not including the win streak, I'm at 3,530 people. 3,530 players. Or 3,530 out of 1,337,000 players. Yeah, so that's crazy. I'm at 37,000 points. But if you look at the top guys, oh, I'm a ways away from them. 927,000, that's nuts. But anyway, the win streak is what I was really impressed about. Okay, now I want to share with you guys a couple things that I've done to actually get to this point and how I get such a big win streak. Okay, so the first thing I want to cover is what I do for my build. So basically, when what I've done from the very start is, and I think what you guys should do if you really want to win, is choose a vehicle and stick with that vehicle, because you're going to want to get upgrades specifically for that vehicle, and it takes a lot of time and experience to get those upgrades, and a lot of gold too. So you're going to want to spend your money wisely, and that's what I've done. I chose a Titan from the very beginning, and that's what I've done. I've stuck with the Titan. Now, same with weapons. You're going to want to pretty much choose a type of weapon, and then you're going to want to stick with a type of weapon. So what I've done is I've chosen Titans as my vehicle of choice, and then I've chosen the rockets as my weapon of choice. Now, this can vary a little bit. This is, I don't know exactly what to call these guys, the extra objects that you can put on your vehicle, like these boosters and repulse, for example, and then there's another one where it's like a lever of some sorts that you can pick other vehicles up with. Well, anyways, I've chosen the lever as my choice. Now, that one, it can kind of vary, but with my build, the repulse is very important. So what I've done is, because I have the Titan and I've got double rockets on my Titan, what I do is I hammer down the enemy before they can even get close to me. I just, I shoot and I shoot and I shoot, and sometimes I can normally get 2 or 3 shots off on the enemy before they can even get close to me, unless they have ranged weapons as well. But if I'm going up against a melee opponent, I can get 2 or 3 shots off before they even touch me, and then by that time they're almost dead, and then once they actually do start damaging me, I have enough HP in place so I can take a couple hits, and I should be able to finish them off before they even get too many attacks off on me. So it just works out really well. Oh, and I need to add to this. I'm not using any wheels, as you can see. I don't use wheels to get this big win streak. I just stay very stationary, and that gives me more time to attack these opponents. Now, I'm using repulse to add on to this even more. Once the opponent does get close to me, and specifically if they're melee opponents, the repulse is going to push them back. So instead of being able to swipe at me again, the repulse is going to push them back, they're away from me again, and then I can keep on firing at them while they're not attacking me. It just works out so well. It's such a good combo. And now what I also want to go into is the special abilities on these vehicles. So I've been trying to get abilities that match the other things that I have attached to my vehicle. So on this Titan, I've got plus, you can't see it really well, but it's plus 38% to rocket damage. I've got 2 rockets on this Titan. So that's definitely helping me there. Now on this Repulse, I also have plus 38% damage to rockets. So that's a total of 76%. That's a total of 76% increased rocket damage. That's nuts. So I really just want to show this to you guys. So as you can see, right now I have a total of 477 bonus damage to my rockets. If I take both of these guys off. Okay, so alone, this one rocket has 62 damage. I throw it on my Titan, jumps up to 109 damage because of those 2 perks. Alright, now I've got 241 base damage on this rocket. I'm going to put it on my Titan. Jumps up to 367 attack damage. Pretty darn crazy, right? That's how I get the high 477 damage. Now, the other thing I do, why these guys are so high, specifically this one, as you can see on the very left corner there, I have a weapon toolbox added onto my rocket. It had a plus 74 on it. It was a level 4 weapon toolbox, so I got a little bit lucky getting that. But at the same time, it's you gotta use those on the right weapons as well. If you use those weapon toolboxes on a weapon, you're probably going to want to stick with that weapon for a while and try to upgrade it to the maximum level. Speaking of levels, I want to get into that as well. I have all of this stuff maxed out. And there has been other stuff that's come along, but unless it's a really, really good Titan upgrade vehicle, or unless it's a really good rocket, I'm not going to keep those rockets because these guys are so upgraded. And because my bonus are so high on all of this stuff, on all of these vehicles and weapons and other objects like this Repulse here, because it's so high, I'm probably not going to switch it out because I don't want to lose these bonuses. The bonuses are what's actually projecting me up so high compared to everyone else, and it helps out a ton. So the other thing I wanted to cover, the bonus on this rocket. Once again, this is a bonus for my Titan instead of for the rocket here. 100% bonus to Titan health. So instead of, 1,141 health, I take this guy off. Watch how much my health drops. 824 health. That's nuts. So we put it back on, and I drop back up to 1,141 health. So this is why the bonuses are so important and why they help so much. I just really want to cover that and tell you guys, stick with the vehicle, stick with the weapon choice, and stick with a specific type of object. And unless you get something really, really good, try not to switch out the objects that you have already. Because as you can see, I'm in the metal parts area, and I even have a military part right here. And I'm still using wooden parts because they're so upgraded. So make sure to stick with what you got and use your toolboxes wisely. One other thing I wanted to cover before we leave this area is I've got this health toolbox on here, and then I've also got this lightning toolbox. Now, or not lightning, what's it called? Power toolbox. So I have, well, I'll cover abilities in a second here, but one of the reasons I can have these 2 rockets, because these guys have such high power usage, and this Repulse, that's a lot of power right there. But I have 15 power out of the 16 right now. Originally I had 2 wooden rockets, and the other wooden rocket was 8 power as well. So I actually couldn't have these guys on this Titan without that increased power toolbox. But I used the power toolbox, and that allowed me to put the two rockets on here. The other thing that I did was, let's go into, I think it's right here. Yeah, skills. I have this right here for skills. Power for Titans. It's increased by 2. So that's the other reason why I can have all this stuff on here, is because I've increased the power. And then once again, this just further, expands on the point of stick with your vehicle and stick with the upgrades that you're getting for that specific vehicle. Because I've been getting all my upgrades just for Titans, because I've been sticking with just Titans. And it takes a long time to actually get more upgrades and more skill points. So you've got to be, real smart with what you're doing and what you're choosing to spend your stuff on. Okay, now let's go back into the skills here. Okay, so for example, I'm using Titans, so I've got power for Titans. I've upgraded that twice. I've got custom Titans, so I've got increase the health of all Titans by plus 20%. I've got 2 of that. And then because I'm using rockets, I've got Master of Rockets, increases the damage of all rockets by 20%. And those are the only 3 abilities that I've upgraded so far. And as you can see, that takes 6. Well, actually, it's 1, 2, 3, and then you got 5, 7, 9. It's 9 total skill points, actually, because once you get the second level of each one of these guys, it requires 2 skill points instead of just 1. So that's why it's 9. But anyways, as you can see, it's not easy to come by those skill points. So you've got to stick with using the same stuff that you've already upgraded, and that'll just keep on benefiting you more and more. And that's how I've upgraded so much. Okay. Now, what else do I want to go into here? Okay, so gold. I have, whenever I do a quick fight, I always have a ton of gold because you want to skip ahead to the next player if that player is going to kick your butt. And if you run into a lot of players that are really good, you want to have a bunch of gold in stock so you can keep on skipping. Because once you start quick fight, you have to at least win 1 match to back out of the quick fight. Or you have to lose 1 fight to get out of the quick fight. But if you try to back out, it won't let you. It'll end your win streak. So you need to have a lot of gold. And that's why I have 30,000 gold right now. So I can keep on, you know, looking for the opponents that I can beat. That's one of the main reasons I have such a big win streak, is because I'm patient and I look for the right opponent. And then the other thing you want to do is, you know, look at the weapon damage of your opponent and look at their health, but also look at their design. You know, just kind of analyze their design and think, okay, is that guy going to beat me? If not, I mean, then go ahead and attack him. And then you also want to pay attention to like what kind of extra stuff do they have on their vehicles. Like I have repulse, so repulse works out really well for me, but it works out really well for the opponents as well. If my opponent has repulse, that generally beats my Titan, because repulse is really good against Titans. But the thing is, they have to have repulse sticking very far off their vehicle, because if it's not sticking far enough off, my repulse will actually activate first. Okay, and then let's see here. I don't know if I actually talked about this yet. Okay, one of the reasons my Titan works so well is because I've got these rockets and this repulse ability, and I don't have any wheels on my Titan. I just sit back and I give out 2 or 3 shots off on my enemy before they can even get close to me. And then if they do get close enough to me, my repulse will kick them back. And then that's all they can do. If they do try to touch me with their melee weapons, my repulse kicks them back and I just get more shots off on them. It just works out so well. Okay, now if I do go against ranged opponents, that's when I do come into some trouble. But generally, if I have enough damage, then I should be able to take them out, because I do actually have a decent amount of health. I've got 1,141 health, and you want to kind of make these even. Same with your skill points. You kind of want to, you know, balance weapon damage and health, at the same time balance your skill points. So when you're upgrading your skills, don't put too many skills into just one skill. So as you can see, all these guys are at 2 instead of like one of them being at 3 and only one of them being at 1 and not even having the third one. I'm trying to, you know, get a couple abilities at the same time and just get a good balance, because that way you can upgrade more things at once and you'll just all around be have a better tank or a better vehicle for attacking. Okay, now the other thing I do is I bet. That's how I get that increased, like for example, 38 damage on these rockets. So I've got this guy right, this repulse. Okay, so I've got plus 38% damage for rockets. Now every time you bet and every time you win, you can see if your selected vehicle wins, you get a plus 6% or a plus 10%, depending on which vehicle you choose. Whichever one has more votes, that one's going to have less percentage for winning, because the majority of people think that one's going to win, so you're going to get less percentage. And I was voting in the wooden leagues, but now I've moved up to metal parts. But be warned, if you lose, you're going to lose that part unless you use gems to recover. So if you want to keep on doing this, save your gems for just betting, so you can keep on increasing the powers on those parts. And then, like I think I just said this, but yeah, as you move higher in leagues, this percentage is going to go up. So once I get to military parts, I think it's going to be even higher than metal parts. And since we're here right now, let's just go ahead and watch this. Alright, let's see who's going to win. Hopefully... Oh, our guy lost! Alright, so this is the downside right here. So as you can see, this is a good example for all of you. If you lose, then, and you don't want to lose these parts, you're going to want to recover, but you have to use your gems. So I'm going to use 21 gems because I don't want to lose those parts. Those parts are really important to me. So you've got to be careful about when you're betting. Okay, so now we're going to go back here, and then these boxes here. The really important thing to do is whenever you get a box, get 3 crowns on each box. As you can see, I've got a stack of 3 crowns, and how you do that is you do a quick fight, you get a box, and then every single 5 wins in a row you get, 5 win streak, that's going to add a crown to any box. It's a random selection, and once you get, for example, 15 wins in a row, or you lose and you get 5 wins, lose and you get 5 wins, lose and you get 5 wins, that'll get you 3 crowns for a box. Now if you have 4 boxes, like I just said a second ago, it'll be at random. So for example, this one might get a crown, and then for example, this guy might get a crown. But anyways, that's the maximum amount of crowns that you can get on one box at a time. And once you have these crowns, that'll start giving stars to any type of part that's in that box. So for example, you've got this Titan here. If this was a 2-star originally and you have a crown, this will jump up to a 3-star. If this was a 3-star, you get a crown, it'll jump up to a 4-star. And you can do that for any 3 random parts. But the crowns, I haven't noticed at least, to stack on one part. They don't ever stack on one part. It stacks on 3 individual parts per box. Okay, last thing I want to cover about these boxes is when you're going to start opening them. I've used up all of my skippable ads, but make sure to use them. You just have to wait for 30 seconds about each time you watch an ad, and I think you get about 6 ads a day. But yeah, if you use those, that's going to help you go by so fast. If you're impatient and you don't want to watch the ads, I mean, by all means, don't watch them. But I'm playing this game for free. I haven't spent any money on this game, and I'm doing very well right now, just because I've been using these skippable ads so I can open up boxes more often. And then one other thing you get is you get a sponsor box, and that box will spawn between your Titan or your vehicle and the dude who has tap to bet here. It'll spawn right in the middle of these 2 guys, right there. So you're gonna want to make sure to pay attention for that. I think I had my mouse actually. Yeah, I think my mouse was on the screen before. But anyways, yeah, you're gonna want to pay attention to that. And then other thing I wanted to cover was in this league placement here. As long as you're in first place of your league, or at least positions 1 through 7, you're going to be able to move on to the next league. And not only that, you'll get a legendary box every like 2 days, I think it is. Every one of these leagues ends in 2 days. So as long as you're in the top position, you're going to get a legendary box, and that's going to give you a lot of really good parts. So that's another way to get really good parts. And you just got to keep playing quick matches and make good choices when you're playing quick matches. Okay? And then other thing that's really going to help you is winning these championships. So at every single stage, if you win 14 in a row, I think the first couple stages, it's a couple less wins actually, but as you progress, it's 14 wins generally. And if you win 14 in a row, that'll instantly progress you, and you get all this gold, as you can see on the top here. You get a ton of gems, you get experience, and you get this epic box. I'm not sure if it's legendary box, a metal box, whatever it is, but yeah, you get an awesome box. And I think as the stages progress, all of these increase. The gems amount increases, the gold increases, the experience increases, and you get more skill points, of course, too. So instantly getting promoted, it's the way to go. So try to really stick with your vehicle, and then just keep on winning over and over again in these stages, because it's going to help you a ton. Okay, other thing, if you can't instantly win, which I'm probably not going to be able to instantly win before these 2 hours and 48 minutes ends, is to just try and stay in the top 6. So click the fight button, and once you click the fight button, you'll start that progress. Destroy as many of those vehicles as you can. And then something that I like to do is I like to edit my vehicle specifically for any of these guys that I haven't beat. So for example, Alex. I haven't beaten Alex, but I'll look at Alex's design, and I'll try to kind of edit my vehicle a little bit so I can beat just Alex, and then that'll give you more medals. And the more medals you have is what holds you in the top here. That's what places you. It doesn't, but okay, so for example, I've individually beat every single opponent, and I've had all 14 medals before, but I didn't beat them all at one go with the same design. That's why I didn't instantly get promoted. But that keeps me in the top 1 through 6 position. And if you're in the top 1 through 6 position at the end of this time limit, then you can still progress onto the next stage, and you still get all of these gems, gold, and experience. It just doesn't happen right away. So that's another way of getting all this stuff, and that's really important to do. Okay, let's see here. Oh, And for defending, you get gold over time as well. Okay, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I wanted to go over. Let's see here. I might as well show you guys a couple attacks. I'll just go against some people in my league. This Puss guy is probably going to beat me, so I won't show that guy, but Aiden Hope will try that one out. So, alright, as you can see, I'm not going to move anywhere, but this guy is going to start rolling at me. This person has a laser and some type of sword, drill, I don't know what it is, but some type of melee weapon. So he will be able to get a long range attack on me, but his full 445 damage, it was partly in his other weapon, and because he wasn't touching me and I didn't roll towards him, that player wasn't able to get an attack off, the secondary attack off of me. So we'll attack this guy as well. We'll go Big Nerd. Alright, this guy has a melee and a range, but once again, wasn't able to touch us. I mean, the ranged weapon hit us once, but that was it. Alright, we'll go against this guy right here. That one, Mega Mike's a level 10. See how that goes. Alright, ranged weapon. We had more health. We stayed in one spot. And if we were moving, if we had wheels, that rocket move... Here, I'll show you guys one more time. Mega Mike. Alright, so see how Mega Mike has that... I can't remember what they're actually called. Forward pedal, I think it might be called. That forward pedal, if you have wheels, that can actually knock you over when you're playing as a Titan. So that's another reason why I don't have wheels on me, because it gives me more stability. Same thing with, let's see here, I think this guy had one of them. Nope, it wasn't this guy. Let's go back into, was it Big Nerd? Nope, not Big Nerd. We'll find him. Let's see here. Aiden Hope? Nope. Well, anyways, the part I'm talking about, it's kind of like a lever, and it can kind of like pick you up and flip you over. That's another thing that's really strong against the Titan vehicle, and you've got to watch out for that design. But because we have such a range and we've got the repulse ability, that'll really help us avoid actually facing off against that. All right, let's see here if we can actually find it. Yeah, back pedal, booster. Oh yeah, booster. That's what it was. That person used the booster ability and they're able to rocket into us. Or maybe it was back pedal. Well, whatever one it was, they're able to use that ability against us and shoot into us. But because we were just stationary, we were able to hold them off. Okay, I think finally that's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you really enjoyed seeing the win streak. I'm probably going to post more videos of, you know, moving forward with this win streak, and I'm going to try to get towards the top of the leaderboards. I did see in the leaderboards there was a person or two that were glitching, and I mean, you can definitely tell that their you know, win streak was not real. But I'll try to get as high as I can without cheating or spending any money on this game. And those are my tips that I have for getting this high. Alright, thank you so much, all of you, for watching. Please post some comments. If you post comments, that'll definitely tell me that, okay, I should be making more videos of this, and it tells me that you guys enjoyed the video. So please do that, and give it a like if you liked the video. Thanks so much again. I'll see you guys in the next one.